Thank you. Hamza, the good old Professor Mills would have said, do fiasem. But I'm sure you are interested in the NPP in the build-up to the presidential primaries.
Absolutely. Good morning to you. Good morning to my brother, Dennis, and of course, engineer, and our good listeners out there in your production team as well. Nana, I think that...
Is the smile on your face for me?
Dennis decided in his usual fashion to attempt to gag me from speaking on the matter by strategically proceeding to preempt what it is I am likely to say on this platform. But you see, it is true that ordinarily I should mind my own business in line with the philosophy of His Excellency late President John Evans Atta Mills. But on this particular issue, what the happenings within the New Patriotic Party is part of my business.
Yeah.
I'm a citizen of this country, and they operate under the laws of Ghana.
Yeah.
And whether we like it or not, it is a competitive political party, and we ought to be interested in the happenings within that political party, because it has national implications, not just implications for the entity called New Patriotic Party. That is why it is important for all of us to be interested in the happenings within that particular fold. And in all honesty, what is happening is not something we all should be proud of. I have monitored the tribal and religious undertones that have so far characterized their campaigns. Realize that it's not a campaign of ideas. It is simply a campaign of personality attacks rooted in the unhealthy politics of religion and tribal bigotry. And for me, that is worrying. Not just for the future of the New Patriotic Party, it also has repercussions as far as our national democratic drive is concerned.
Yeah.
And that is the reason why I expect some semblance of leadership. I know that they failed us in the last 8 years in terms of their inability to provide an acceptable form of leadership. But at least they should work hard this time around to provide leadership, not just for the country, but within their own fold. That leadership is lacking. And I listened to Brian Achampong. And yesterday I had cause to condemn him, but even in condemning him, you simply cannot help but blame Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia for where we are.
How so?
Nana, we've all engaged in politics for some time now. In 92, we witnessed the campaigns. I was relatively very young, like my brother, Dennis. I'm sure even then I would not have been able to decipher, in terms of ideology, the difference between the NDC and the NPP. And apart from just participating in rallies as a child and jubilating, dancing to NDC songs, I'm not sure that I... But if my memory serves me right, looking back to history, I did not see that religious undertones. 96, when President Mills emerged, I could tell the difference. I did not hear the religious undertones. Even the NPP did not play that game. Because I remember President Mills was a running mate to Jerry Rawlings. And the NPP equally didn't have a Muslim running mate, if my memory serves me right. So we did not have issues of religious politics and tribalism for that matter. Fast forward, Ali Mahama came, discharged himself in ways we all commended. Despite the fact that he was a known and practicing Muslim, he resisted the temptation to go religious on his campaigns. Unfortunately, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia was the first person to introduce that warring way of campaigning to us as a people. When he said that the Muslim community should consider voting for him so that the Quran too, the Holy Quran, would also be represented at the Jubilee House. I remember at the time we condemned those statements and the NPP defended it. I can give you a number of comments Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia made, even as recent as the 2024 election, when he met the Yana and said that and sought to annihilate, because he understood, look, that clearly His Excellency John Dramani Mahama and he himself were coming from the same region, technically speaking, the northern zone of Ghana. And so he needed to create that division to be able to have an advantage. And he went before the Yana and made references to Nagbewa Zulia. When we say Nagbewa Zulia, it means descendants of Nagbewa. Strategically trying to cut out His Excellency President John Dramani Mahama, who happens to be coming from the Gonja community and can be argued not to be part of that Nagbe Wazulia. Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia made those comments. So if today, and even prior to that, when he was campaigning to be running mate, he assured them that he would bring the Muslim caucus to the NPP. And they gave him their mandate. So if you have one of the leading aspirants of the NPP flag bearership race questioning what you did with the promises you made, I do not think that you have the moral authority to question him or criticize him as engaging in tribal bigotry or religious politics when you were the one who set that standards for yourself. And so it is within the democratic right of Brian Achampong to seek to find out how your promise was carried through. Did you actually succeed in bringing the Muslim caucus on board? Absolutely not. And references were made to, they made references to Boku. And Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia sought to give us a historical pattern of the voting behavior of the people of Upper East. But then when I was listening to him, I asked myself one simple question. Why do you think that the NPP itself nominated you as running mate to His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo and subsequently as flag bearer of the New Patriotic Party? They expected you to be able to break that jinx. So even in that attempted defense, it was an inherent admission that indeed I failed in my responsibility as flag bearer. And these are some of the things that must engage the Bawumia campaign if truly they need to be given the confidence once again of the electorates within the New Patriotic Party. But Nana, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia is a big brother to many of us.
Right.
And I have not minced words, and I don't hide it. If I look at those who are contesting to lead the New Patriotic Party, not because I consider him a big brother, but in all honesty, regardless of the kind of challenges that I have enumerated about his candidature, he stands tall. To be very honest, he stands tall. I think that his temperaments are good, not unduly aggressive, calm, collected, is something you can give him. Is focused on the bigger picture of actually providing leadership within the New Patriotic Party, commendable. And so I have no doubt that at the end of the day, the delegates are likely to give their mandate to His Excellency Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. And he is best suited, considering the number of people who have shown interest in contesting for the flag bearership. He's best suited than any of them. But as to whether he is actually best suited to lead this country is why I disagree. Because I have seen the track record of Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia as opposition running mate, as sitting vice president in charge of our economic management team. And sometimes I ask myself, what is it that Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia wants to come back and do?
He wants to serve as president.
To do what?
To help in the development of this country.
That he couldn't have done in the last 8 years as chairman of the economic management team.
As vice president.
When he promised us that he was going to be in charge of the economic management of the government in opposition. And actually, His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo mandated him as sitting vice president to be in charge of that. Have you forgotten that it was the same Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia who started celebrating the gains of the government in their first 2 years and attributed everything to his leadership as far as the economic management team was concerned? So his track record is known. Even things that were directly under him. What is the fate of digitization that they decided to make noise about? What is the state of the Pualogo Dam? That on yearly basis, because of the spillage from the Bagri Dam, many of our compatriots in the north lose their lives and farmlands. For good 8 years, what did Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia do for us? We still have unmotorable roads, even in his own region, Northeast, let alone certain aspects of the northern region. So his record is known. What significant contribution did Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia as vice president make to the Tamale Teaching Hospital in the last 8 years? That basically serves the 3 or 5 northern regions now. He should tell us. Health is an important factor and a worry to many of us from the northern regions. What did he do in his 8 years as vice president?
Very well.
To contribute in that state. So these are some of the questions that we need to engage. And so when it comes to leading his party, unfortunately for the New Patriotic Party, many of those who are gunning to unseat him are not up to the task. Undoubtedly, he stands tall.
Right.
But it is not Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia who would secure them the presidency.
Very well.
That is the naked truth. But you see, finally, Nana, I have a difficulty when it comes to the operations of the New Patriotic Party. And I will not mince words. I think that one of their number one challenges has to do with the current crop of leadership that they have.
The national executive.
Yes. This is, and whoever emerges, and I'm hopeful that it will be Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, of course. I am declaring my support for him on this show.
Does it make it easy for the NDC?
Why must you put mischief on my declaration?
Oh, I'm just asking.
Oh, no, not really. It is easier to run over. I always enjoy competition, of course. Amongst all of them, he will be a competitive candidate to have. It is not Brane Champong who unethically attempted to acquire state assets as a sitting cabinet minister. We cannot risk engaging or paving the way for such people to get near to the presidency of the Republic of Ghana. Same with, what's his name?
Kennedy
Ajapong. That temperament is not there. That tact of a leader is not there. That responsibility of conduct is not there. And so, if I'm a true Democrat and I'm worried about democratic stability in this country, I think that out of the lot that the NPP is presenting, I would be comfortable to have an engagement with Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia than any of them. And maybe I'm taking this soft spot because of my good friend Dennis here too. So maybe that's why I'm...
I see the way they stab you and they put the ghost around it.
Yeah. Everyone brings you.
That's what you try to do. But you are deal with some of the issues.
Yeah.
So basically, that is my position on the matter. There's a need for them to look at not just a flag bearership change, also change in terms of their national leadership to at least position the party once again to become a little bit competitive. The NDC is looking forward to having a competitive election. But I agree with Dennis about the issue of numbers, 1 million votes or 1.6. I've never believed in the numbers game, especially after every election. It is true that in 2016, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama and the NDC, we lost by approximately about 900 and something thousand votes. That was unprecedented at the time. Yeah. Many thought that there was no way the NDC and His Excellency JM would be able to come back.
Yeah.
Would have been able to come back from such a defeat. But we came back in a stronger fashion. And so the fact that the NPP lost the last election, I've always told my colleagues in the NDC that we should not be complacent. The fact that they lost in excess of over 1 million votes does not mean that the NPP will never get the chance to lead this country again, or His Excellency Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia may not be able to win the presidency again. Absolutely not.
Right.
What we need to do is to live true to the promises we made to the good people of this country and let them judge us based on the promises we made, and most importantly, our conduct as government officials. Because you can do all the right things, you can cross all the T's, dot all the I's. If you come across to the Ghanaian people as arrogant, disrespectful, be rest assured that they will punish you at the polls for
Thank
that.
you, Hamza.
These are some of the things we have
Thank
to
you.
consider.
Is that too much time for a subject that has nothing to do with it?